Hey guys! Today I have a little video for you outlining just a couple of things that I got from the recent Lise Watier winter launch. This is their Christmas collection. It's entitled Arabesque. It is has a dual look to it. Half of it is like pinky ballerina and half of it is a vampy lady with dark nails and dark lips. And a couple of products that I'm going to talk about today are kind of universal to the collection and in fact I think quite wearable. A couple of words about Lise Watier. I have been purchasing from this brand, which is a Canadian brand, Canadian luxury cosmetic brand, located in Quebec, where I am. And it's a really quite a lovely quality. I was quite impressed. I've tried multiple products from Lise Watier, and especially when there is a warehouse sale, I always go and make sure to stock up on some of the things I really like. Some of their products are really quite interesting and quite innovative. The quality, I would say, is on par with leading cosmetic brands, so I really usually enjoy their launches. Now, this collection is quite cute. The packaging is really lovely. It's quite luxurious. And I got a couple of products that I thought would be really interesting to use and quite versatile. Now, product number one is, I think, one of the most curious products from the collection. Here it is. It is GELÉE SOUFFLÉE LUMIÈRE Visage et Corps. So this is an illuminating jelly souffle for face and body. It is going to be quite interesting to try it further. I gave it a little go once. I'm not wearing it today, but it's quite an interesting beast. I bought it mostly because I was curious. So there's 26 milliliters of product in this jar. Now let's just admire the very cute packaging. It is quite lovely. It is white and gold. All the collection has packaging that is white and gold. Now, this is the adorable, attention, adorable packaging that it comes in. You can see that it's kind of champagne-y color, and yes, it does have micro glitter. Now, usually I'm not a fan of micro glitter, but I will show you what this looks like on skin. You will understand what I mean when I say it is interesting. I'm not sure how wearable this product is. I'm not really sure also about the application, but I will show you what I mean and why I was curious about it. So apart from the adorable packaging, we open this little globe. It has a stopper, and here is the product. Now, the curiosity is the texture. The texture is quite unique. I haven't really tried anything quite like this. They claim that this is a multi-sensory experience of Jelly Illuminator. Has innovated texture composed of micro glitters and high water concentration. True. Feels very watery. The formula glides onto the skin for a glowing and refreshing effect. Yes, true. It really glides onto the skin. Lightly apply in areas you wish to illuminate. Now, my only concern is how this is going to play with makeup, especially given the high water content. And I'll experiment and see with different brushes, with the beauty blender, with my fingers, and see what application technique works the best. But I just want you to see it's very moussey and it's quite thick. However, once you get it on your finger, this is what it looks like. You see the shine on this? Now, when I was testing it in the store, I was quite curious how it will come out on the skin. And I finally did buy it after testing it on my skin, on my hand, because of what it looks like on the skin. Now, the idea is that this is quite reflective. If you see this, you will imagine that this looks like wet skin. And it absolutely does. You see the amount of micro glitters in it. It's absolutely incredible. Look at this. It looks so wet and shiny. Just if you like that shiny effect on your clavicles, on your cheekbones, maybe even on your eyelids. And I'll explain why I will be trying it on my eyelids. Just, you know, it's really reflective. And then it takes a second to set. And after it sets, it's transferable, but it sets and it doesn't really move all that much, I have to say. At least with my dry skin, it really doesn't. I was really interested in how this is going to wear, because normally products that look this wet are wet and they don't really stay on your skin. Or else this huge amount of really small micro shimmers will just flake all over my face. This has not happened. Now, I've only worn it twice, and both times it did stay on my cheekbones and it hasn't flaked anywhere. I mean, it doesn't stay forever, just a few hours, but you know, for this kind of an effect, a few hours is quite good. I have to say, yes, you have to be very careful with application, because the makeup you have underneath can get quite patchy if you're not careful. However, just check this out. This has set at this point. It's not really smudging around, maybe a little bit, but really not how you would imagine with such a high shine. It does transfer, you see it on my finger. But really majority of the product has really stayed behind, and it really retains this lovely shine for a while, for hours on end. Okay, so that's number one. Number two from the collection that I really wanted to try was their blush. Now, Lise Watier blushes are my weakness. I think their blushes are really good. The ingredient deck is not like super impressive, but the quality of the powders is actually usually quite nice. And I've had more than one Lise Watier blush, and I have really quite enjoyed them. I think they really have their formula down. So this is what the blush looks like, and it's called Arabesque, just like the rest of the collection. They're playing off this 1001 Nights kind of theme. Here's the packaging. The packaging is not very heavy, but it does feel nice. It's nice plastic. It's not very heavy. It's not like Guerin packaging. It's not the same, but also the price is not quite the same. There's this beautiful gold reflective design, and then there's some glitter glued onto it. The glitter doesn't really come off. There's no transfer of the glitter from the packaging. They don't bother, thank God, with a brush, because usually brushes that come in blushes are a bit of a waste of space, and I would rather them invest into creating a really lovely formula that I can use than putting a crappy brush in. But here, no brush. I'll try to show it to you in all its glory. This is about how it looks like right here. This is pretty true to color. So we have this ballerina pale vintage pink, and we have this lovely bruised color over here. And I guess the options are to wear the light one, to wear the dark one, or to mix them together, and I'll show you the swatches of all three. The texture is really lovely. It's very soft, very nice to the touch. It picks up a good amount of product, but it's really not powdery at all, which is really good. I don't love powdery blushes. Now I'm going to pick up some of this. The center blush is packed a little bit more tightly, so your brush is going to pick up automatically more of the softer blush, which is the pink, and a little bit less of the darker blush, which is this bruised color. And I'm going to do one that is a mixture of the two. So here are the three swatches. This is the pink by itself, this is the bruised color by itself, and this is the mixture of the two. And these are going to be concentrated swatches. These blend out really beautifully over the skin, almost with no effort at all. Pretty much any blush brush will work. You don't have to have anything special. They're not so ultra pigmented that they're going to create a problem. So this is the pink by itself, this is the middle color by itself, and this is the combination of the two. So slight variation in tones when you're combining the two, but as I told you previously, it's really going to pick up the softer color, which is, in this case, this pink. So the colors are really wonderful. This is super wearable. I think most skin tones will pull it off, mostly because of this pink color. This pink color is going to be a saving grace because it's very brightening. You see that it's quite, it's like a vintage rose, a bit of a vintage rose shade, but it looks on the skin, it looks more like piggy pink, a little bit bright. I am wearing it today, but it's worn off quite considerably. However, it's still kind of on a little bit. I'll show you a fresher makeup. I always film at the end of the day, and by the end of the day my makeup is like half worn off. So this one I would definitely recommend checking out the texture, because the texture is what it's at. Those blushes are quite good quality. I would recommend you checking out the GELÉE highlighter because it's fun, but I don't think it's a must-have. I think it's like a product that you want to play around with, but it's definitely not a must-have in my eyes. The blush is a workhorse. You will be using it quite a lot if you purchase it, I think, in my opinion. So that's it for today. Have a good night. Bye-bye.